Water. If you don't have enough, your organs shrivel, your cells cannot grow, can't digest your food, and you die. Hi, I'm Jacob. Again, we're here talking about the 30-day health challenge. Most importantly, of course, we know one of the most important things is water. And today we're going to talk about this because I think most people don't get enough. You take it for granted. Yeah, I need to drink more water. But the book that I was reading about water and its healing benefits, it said there's some people in prison. They didn't have any medicine or anything, and they just started treating everything with water. I'm sure they limited the bad food they ate. Of course, we all got to work on that. But so I remember they just started drinking plenty of water on a regular basis, always having a glass near us for working, whatever. That's the only way I drink more water. And they healed all kinds of ailments that these prisoners had, right? So just by doing this talk and reading more about water, I've read a lot of health books. You should too. Help me realize I always thought I got enough water, but not really. If I don't have water next to me and I'm constantly sipping, you're probably not getting enough. They recommend, some places recommend like 2 liters. Some people say work up toward a gallon. I think the bigger the goal, more a realistic goal, right? But the bigger the goal, the better. So a couple of key points about water to give us leverage in order to drink more water. And whenever I knew why something was, especially to do with the body and health, then the more life was breathed into me and motivation. So we need water in order to produce the right amount of saliva and anything else that's liquidy, tears, to keep our skin hydrated. If you want your body to use all the food that you're eating for proper digestion, you have to drink more water. We know we can only go a very small amount of time without it. You can go without eating for like a month, right? Like, I didn't want to not mention the Master Cleanse. That's another one of my talks, my free talks on YouTube. It's all about just drinking water, a little bit of maple syrup or molasses, and then you can put some cayenne pepper in there if you want a little bit more, to be more satiated. I would do paprika personally because cayenne doesn't all the peppers don't agree with everybody. I could do chili peppers, paprika. Anyway, so look up the Master Cleanse there, Jacob Richards. Master Cleanser is the proper terminology. But it's all about just using water to heal your body for 30 days. In the Bible, they didn't eat. Of course, they drank water. Those who were doing a fast, some of the prophets fasted for 40 days. They were drinking, right? And they were cleansing. They were getting spiritual enlightenment. So that's a great illustration of a whole diet based on water. I don't think it gets enough attention. And I don't like tap water unless you could show me, a printout of how tap water is great for you. I've heard too many negative things, like that it has arsenic. I've done the research too. I've just not heard. But if you just look online, it's easy. Even if you have a place where there's supposedly great water, naturally it's good water, let's say coming down from a mountain, a lot of times the municipalities will put in arsenic, chlorine, and fluoride. And doctors agree fluoride should not be ingested. If fluoride was an essential nutrient, drinking it's not the best way. It wreaks havoc on every organ of the body. So you're taking a health food, water, and you're turning into something that hurts every organ. So that's why Yeah, okay, these are in plastic. Yeah, that's bad for the environment, and you get some estrogen producing effects from plastic. It's better to get everything in glass, like San Pellegrino comes in glass. You can go to some health food stores and fill up with their special water filtration system. Bring your glass jugs. I usually, in the past, and I'm going to do it again, because I can't find any place where I live around here or where I work that I can go fill up the water. I used to get Kangen water from my health food store. You can call up water supply places. Some of them will let you fill up. And I get apple juice glass jars. Use the apple juice, or give it away, because I don't do sugary drinks. And then fill it up. There you get the best of both worlds, right? But some of the commercial available waters, and I use this as a reward for doing good. I say I'm gonna get this super healthy water, a healing water, today for doing this. Say going on a run, like I just went and took a walk. It's Sunday. I did that for 30 minutes. Reward myself with some water. And we'll talk about rewards in the health plan, in the health system later on. You need to reward yourself for doing good. A lot of us don't. And we go to the opposite degree, and we don't like ourselves, and we don't take care of ourselves. And that's about mental health. We'll talk about that too, right? I want everyone to be holistically healthy. And so you can hear me say we're gonna connect the dots. Okay? So this one is from Trader Joe's. It's alkaline water becoming very popular. The alkaline waters and this one has electrolytes. So that's good. It tastes, I love it. Certain waters I'd rather just have every day, all day, but it gets expensive. Then, I think it's my favorite. Kangen might be my favorite, but Penta is right up there with the top. You don't find it everywhere, but a lot of health food stores carry it. It's supposed to be super absorbable, patented process. You could drink this whole thing and you don't even feel like you drank much water, because it like almost instantly absorbs into your body, into the cells, which regular water only absorbs maybe 10% of that water absorbs into your cells, and the rest of it kind of gets flushed out. Maybe it's good cleansing, but that one gets into your cells. So I think it's worth it because it's a healing water. And then one of the oldest healing waters that we know of is San Pellegrino, right? If you're at a restaurant, I can't touch their tap water. Sometimes it's nasty and it'll ruin my dining experience. So they say this spring has been around since the 1300s. The sticker says 1899 is when San Pellegrino started bottling, I guess, and selling it. I don't know what this 1899 on here. And I forgot that this has CO2 put in there, and it's supposed to have extra healing minerals like a higher amount of sulfates. Really good for you. And they say that's going to become one of the essential minerals along some of the other ones that we put more emphasis on, like magnesium. And you can hydrate through your skin, go to the beach, walk on the beach, walk in the water. They say the bottom of your feet release toxins when you're in water and touching the earth. That's why they have the foot baths that came out, so you can do that at home. You can look it up, and then the water turns black. You might have heard of it. I've done it with my sister. That's good stuff. But what I can do here where I live is sometimes put my feet in the grass, do grounding, touching the earth. So what I'm getting at is if you do the magnesium bath, it's not just relaxing, but it's hydrating. Magnesium is called the master mineral, the most abundant mineral in our bodies. And then I like to put in baking soda, a whole pound of it in there. I buy the cheapest stuff I can find, like at a dollar store. And that neutralizes chemicals from the tap water, because we don't have a whole house system here. And I have a filter for the shower, but when you do the tub, you do baking soda, then I do 2 cups of magnesium in the water, and then every other time I'll do hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is great for cleansing your skin, and it's very oxygenating. So that combination for me is a great bath. I just sit there, oh, I don't want to get out. It's great, right? So that's another way to hydrate and just get minerals through the skin. So as we go out throughout this, you're gonna find everything, like, connects together. You can't just do one thing and say, oh, I drink a gallon of water every day, or I just walk every day. Well, when you start stacking it, let's say bring a bottle of water, go on a walk 30 minutes or an hour. On your phone you can count the amount of steps. They're recommending 10,000 steps. I try to get that every day. It's a challenge to do. Then you're gonna need more water, right? You're gonna up your thirst. But waiting till you're thirsty, not a good indicator. And a lot of people, they think that they're hungry, and then so they go and eat something when they're really thirsty. So I like, and some people know this about me, take a full glass of water while I'm making my meal, or at least 10 minutes before I eat, and just drink the whole thing. I always add things to my water because I want it to be extra healing, like oil of oregano, that's anti-parasitic, cleanses you out. So I'm always doing a cleanse, putting stuff in my water, and bringing tea to work, herb tea. And then if I do have food in my stomach, because it takes about 3 to 4 hours after your meal for your digestion to happen, I will usually get my water in then. And if I'm on an empty stomach, then I'll try to drink my tea and drink lots of it. I'll just put a little bit of stevia and lemon in there to make it taste a little better. Usually don't sweeten it. Kind of defeats the purpose of water. If you're drinking sugary drinks, or drinking a lot of alcohol, or you're drinking a lot of coffee, those don't count. Sorry. But water, as we know, helps us to keep cooler in the summer, and it helps regulate our temperature in the winter. Helps us to have better blood flow. Also, the lymph is cleansed out if we drink more water. Of course, we know you need to be bouncing too to get that lymph cleaned out. Water and some kind of bounce. So you can do, they call it rebounding. You can just do this number on a trampoline, or walk, or do interval training. Whatever you got to do to get your body bouncing. Some people dance. I read that raises your IQ as well. So, see, that's an idea of stacking. You can be drinking water, dancing, you're socializing, like learn to salsa dance. If somebody asks you to go along, then go. I've been wanting to do that for a while, just haven't found the opportunity, but that would be high on my health list. It might be a little uncomfortable. It takes you a while to learn, and you really don't know if you like something until you've done it for a little while. You can't do it once and expect yourself to just love it, especially when it's good for you. Our subconscious mind, a lot of people are saying that it is the body. I call it your gut mind, because they use that synonymously. But your subconscious mind, your habits, want to say, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing right now, and just stay where I am. But part of being holistically healthy is trying new things, especially, but they must be good for you, it shouldn't be illegal, immoral, unethical, or unhealthy. So, and then we have all kinds of signals that are going on in our bodies, that we're making new pathways continually. synaptic gaps are firing, and our brain is firing and wiring in new ways. So we need water for that. You know, if you can't concentrate, you probably need to double the amount of water you have. Most people do. If you're drinking, if you say I can't drink any more water today, you probably drank enough. If you're working on it, which we'll work on it, right? And then of course for your cells to grow. We're constantly making new cells. Every second, cells are dying and we're remaking new ones. So we want that to happen efficiently and properly, right? So that's good. There's so many more steps to come. I have so much more to tell you. This is just the beginning. But for a lot of the other things to work well, you gotta have a good intake of water and get rid of this. I think goes without saying. You gotta get rid of soda. That's your first step, and you haven't really done anything for your health. That is a first step. And then we're gonna talk about juicing. That's super hydrating, right? I think it's going to be another talk. But obviously that's a liquid. I do that every day. I do some herbs, some garlic, celery, carrots, and lemon. You know, whatever I can get that has a lot of water that we can get a lot of juice out of. And I try to make it organic. The cucumbers, usually I don't. I peel them, and I look forward to that every day. My body's like, oh, thank God, I got another juice. So we already juiced today. So and we went on the walk. So again, it's like a circle. It's a synergy. We're going to connect the dots, and you have to reward yourself for doing better. So one step at a time. If let's say you're having a hard time getting away from soda drinks, you do baby steps. Don't do fake sweeteners. Reward yourself. You're like, hey, I'm not having this soda, so I'm gonna have this San Pellegrino with real lemon and a little stevia. You know, replace. You gotta have carbonation. Sometimes I just want it at dinner, but by and large, I'm away from sugary drinks. And my coffee as well. I don't do the big coffee houses. I make my own bulletproof coffee, so at least I'm getting some kind of a superfood in there when I put butter in the coffee and blend it. You look up bulletproof coffee, it'll tell you how to, just right on there, how to make bulletproof coffee. And I put a little bit of chocolate sometimes, a little bit of carob, a little bit of sea salt at the end. Blend it up, it gets real frothy because you put it in the blender with butter. Of course, it has to be grass-fed butter. Kerrygold butter, to me, the best. It has to be grass-fed though. It could be organic, and that's okay, but grass-fed is so good. I was not really a coffee drinker until I started doing that. I really like it. Really love it a lot. Okay, so I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this talk. I want you to be healthy, mentally, morally, physically, and spiritually. See you on the next talk. Good health to you.